Okay, class, good morning. Balik ulit tayo. Ako si Sir Mark. Ang ating pag-aaralan ngayon ay ang permutation. In this chapter, we are going to illustrate the following permutation of an object. The second one, derive the formula for finding the number of permutations of n objects take R at a time, and then solve the problems involving permutation. Okay, what is permutation? Permutation is an arrangement of things in a definite order, or the ordered arrangement of distinguishable without objects without allowing repetition. So, repetition, hindi natin na-allow ng repetition among the objects. Ulitin ko. Permutation is an arrangement of things in a definite order, or the ordered arrangement of distinguishable objects without allowing repetition among the objects. In general, if n is a positive integer, then n factorial denoted by n factorial. So, ganyan ang itsura niyan. Is the product of all integers less than or equal to n. So, if n is a positive integer, then n factorial denoted by n factorial. Ito ang itsura niyan. Is the product of all integer less than or equal to n. So, for example, n factorial is equal to n times n minus 1 times n minus 2, and then so on and so forth. Okay? Class, remember class, ang 0 factorial po natin ay always 1. Tatandaan nyo na, ang 0 factorial natin ay laging equal to 1. I'll give you an example of permutation. For example, compute 7 factorial. 7 factorial. So, in this case, example, we are going, pag sinabing ano yan, mamultiply natin siya, pababa. So, 7 factorial is equal to 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 and times 1. So, kung i-multiply natin lahat yan, is equal to 5,040. Okay? Letter example. What if 8 factorial over 6 factorial? So, syempre, pag mga ganitong case na lamang, 8 times 7 times 6. Hindi ko na tinuloy kasi may division of 6 tayo. Ay, may factor, may fraction times 6. So, dito pa lamang 6 factorial natin na yan ay ika-cancel out na agad natin para mas mabilis. So, ito na lang dalawa ang ating gagamitin. So, ibig sabihin, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pag ganun din po yun, ika-cancel din natin para mas mabilis tayong makakuha o may simplify natin ng mabilis. Is equal to 56. Okay? Bibigyan ko kayo ng example na word problem. Okay. In the racing club, example lang to the racing club organizes a race in which 5 cars A, B, C, D, and E are joined. Letter A question. How many possible race result if there are no tie? So, ibig sabihin, walang tie. Letter B question. In how many ways can the first two position be filled if there are no ties? So, dalawang tanong natin. How many possible ways result if there are no ties, and in how many ways can be the first two position be filled if there are no ties? In this case, in letter A, the number of possible race result if there are no ties is the same dito sa letter A. It's the same as the number of permutation of 5. Ilan sila pa? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 things taken of 5 at a time. We denote this number as, in letter A, as 5 things taken of 5 is equal to. So, ibig sabihin, nandun parang naka 5 factorial ka rin. So, 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 is equal to 120. So, yan po yun. So, possible race result if there are no ties. So, 5 sila. Siyempre, sa 5 na yun, sa position na yun, mayroon 5 silang pwedeng maging first. Okay, na hindi sila tawag dito, magtatay sila ng, halimbawa, si A at si B nagties. Hindi pwede mangyari yan. So, sa lima sa kanila, mayroong position na 120 na walang ties. Okay, in letter B position, sabi dito, in how many ways can be the first two position be filled? So, first two position. So, first and second. So, in this case, 5 things taken of 2 at a time. So ibig sabihin, dalawa lamang. So, ang gagamitin natin lang ay 5 times 4. Wala na po si 3, si 2, at si 1. Kasi for the position of 2 lamang. So, this is equal to what? Is equal to 20. Is it clear? Okay. Note, in letter A, we use this 5, ginamit natin to represent the number of possible permutation of 5 things when of all things 5 taken. In letter B, 5, ginamit natin itong representative na ito, the number of permutation of 5 things when only 2 out of 5. Only, ulitin ko. 5 things when only 2 out of 5 things are taken only. Okay? The number of permutation is equal to n things taken at a time. Bibigyan ko pa kayo ng ibang example. For example na ganito. Using by permutation, hindi na natin gagamitin ang ating factorial na So, gagamit tayo sa equation ng permutation. Okay, example. Compute, letter A, 7 things taken at a time of 7, and letter B, 7 taken at a time of 3. So, we're going to use the formula of n permutation of n. Gagamitin natin ang permutation na yan. Okay? So, in letter A, the answer, 7 things taken of 7 is equal to 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So, the equal is 5,040. In letter B, we are going to use the formula of n things taken of r. So, n is 7. Doon sa given natin and r is equal to 3. Things taken of r. So, the given is 7 times 6 times 5. Nawala na po yung 4, 3, 2, 1. Tatlo lang kasi ang ating kukunin. So, is equal to 210. Is that clear? Okay. We proceed to another kinds of permutation. And this is what you call as the circular permutation. In a circular permutation, there is a special case of permutation where the arrangement of things in a circular pattern. So, ibig sabihin, in a circular pattern, pabilog, either clockwise or counterclockwise. Ang tawag po doon, the circular permutation. Halimbawa yan, A, B, and C. Yan. Kung paano natin may-arrange siya, papalit-palit. Yan, ganun po. Paikot-ikot. Okay? So, circular permutation. The most common example of type is the setting of arrangement of the people. So, i-arrange natin yung mga tao doon sa circular na yun. So, ilang beses ba mauupo ang isang tao sa lamesa o sa pabilog o sa plan box na circle, ganun po. So, notice that the arrangement of the given, we're going to use the n factorial over n. Excuse me po. So, is equal to n minus 1 and minus 2 and so on and so forth over n. Ganyan lang po ang ating gagawin na equation. Bibigyan ko kayo ng example. Example ng circular permutation. Okay. In how many ways can 5 person be seated around a circular table? How many ways can 5 person be seated around a circular table? So, solution. This circular permutation of 5 things. This is a circular permutation of 5 things. Therefore, 5 minus 1 factorial is equal to 4 factorial. So, binawasan na natin kagad yung isa. So, 4 factorial is equal to what? 24. This is a distinguishable permutation. Tama po ba? Tama po ba? This is a distinguishable permutation. Another example. In how many ways can 5 key be arranged? Be arranged in a key ring. So, how many ways can 5 keys be arranged in a key ring? Okay, the solution. The number of permutation of 5 keys around a key ring is 5 minus 1 factorial over 2 is equal to 4 factorial over 2. So, is equal to what? 24 over 2 or 12. So, that's it. So, this is the arrangement of the person who visited around the circular table and in how many ways of 5 keys be arranged in a key of ring. This is the arrangement. Is it clear? The last one, class, is what you called as permutation with repetition. Permutation with repetition. So, in this case, class, the element with which we can form the permutation are not all indifferent in that case. So, for example, the pop, the word of pop, we must take into consideration we cannot distinguishable between the two P's. So, ilan ang letter P doon? Dalawa. In any of the permutation, we know that the permutation of the three letters of the word pop is 3 factorial. But the two P's, o yung dalawang P natin, can be permutated in a 2 factorial ways and do not reproduce different result. Hence, the number of distinguishable permutation P is given. For example, 2, bibigyan ko na lang ng ibang example. The formula of permutation with repetition, the number of permutation of n things where A things are alike, B things are alike, and C are alike, and so forth. So P is equal to n factorial over A factorial, B factorial, and C factorial. So the number of permutation of n things, the number of n things. So ilan yung word na yun? Then, ilan letter yon? Then, A factorial things are alike. Yung ilan letter? B things are alike. And C are alike. So hanapin mo pare-parehas yung letter. Example. Find the number of distinguishable permutation of the letters in each word. Okay, for example, letter A, basketball. Yan, the word basketball. So in this case, there is a total number, how many letters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So n is equal to 10. And how many letter of, ito total natin letter ng B? 1, 2. B is equal to 2. Letter A, 1, 2. Letter A is equal to 2. And letter S, ilan? 1. And then, ano pang wala natin? Letter E is equal to 1. Letter L, 2. And letter K, 1. Ano pa? Letter T, 1. Basketball. Okay, so the total natin na letter ay 10. So ang B natin ay dalawa, A ay dalawa, S ay isa, E, isa rin. L, dalawa. K, isa. And T, isa. Paano ngayon yan? So, P is equal to the number of factorial. So, 10 factorial over. Pagsasama-samahin na natin yung ano. So, understood naman, itong mga 1 na ito is equal to 1 lamang. So, hindi na natin sama yan. So, 2 factorial, 2 factorial, and 2 factorial. So, the equal is equal to what? 453,600. So, that's it. So, this is the total number of permutation with a repetition of a number, of a letter. Okay? So, thank you.